New Orleans Saints fans going into this season made it seem like Derek Carr was going to be the second coming of Drew Brees. Like, they made it seem like Derek Carr was going to elevate this offense. Many New Orleans fans felt like this man was the missing piece to this offense being able to perform at a high level. You got Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. There's so much talent on this offense, and yet it's still mid. And you can blame Pete Carmichael all you want to, but you also got to put the blame on Derek Carr. Derek Carr has looked like the same quarterback for New Orleans that we've seen over a decade and some change for the Las Vegas Raiders. There's a reason why they gave this dude the pink slip and why they kicked him to the curb, man, because he just isn't great. And Saints fans were telling everybody, man, Derek Carr is going to have ball out for us because he's never had a great defense. Which is true. He's never had a team this talented as the one he has. And that is true also. But Derek Carr isn't good enough to overcome average or below average coaching, which the New Orleans Saints currently have. Nobody likes Pete Carmichael. It looks like he was only good calling plays when Sean Payton was around. And Dennis Allen is a below average head coach. And Derek Carr just so happens to be a mid quarterback. You're getting what you expected. Mid quarterback play. Anybody who thought that Derek Carr was going to come to New Orleans and ball out, I feel like your expectations were way too high. Him having a defense only hides the fact that he's a mid quarterback. When the game is on the line and you need Derek Carr to put you in positions to win, all he's going to do is throw checkdowns, man. Last week, I watched this fool against the Houston Texans throw a check down to Alvin Kamara instead of throwing the ball past the sticks and keeping the drive alive, man. Like, what? I can't believe Saints fans gassed this dude up so much before this season started. Derek Carr isn't better than what he was when he was playing for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's the same quarterback, mid. He had a couple of good performances here and there, but for the most part, you're not going to get transcendent quarterback play out of a guy like Derek Carr. His best game was against the New England Patriots, and we know that the Patriots are one of the worst teams in the NFL. Against the Texans, he was mid. Against the Buccaneers, he was awful. Against the Packers, he was mid. Against the Panthers, for crying out loud, on Monday Night Football, he was mid. Derek Carr is the definition of what a mid quarterback in the NFL is. Yeah, you can win if you have a great team around them. The Saints have a solid team around them, not a great team around them. But even despite the fact that he's throwing to a really talented group of wide receivers, he still looks mid. Derek Carr was brought in to make this offense better. He was supposed to take an average offense and make it above average, potentially borderline elite offense. And has that happened? Hell no, because this is still an offense that struggles to crack 20 points. And you're paying this man so much money to do the same shit that he did all these years with the Raiders. Derek Carr, I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback, because there definitely are a lot worse quarterbacks out there than Derek Carr, like Daniel Jones, for example. I'll take Derek Carr over Daniel Jones in a heartbeat. But New Orleans, they need better at quarterback. Derek Carr is holding this team back, and same thing with Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael. It's no wonder the New Orleans Saints find themselves in the situation that they're currently in. You probably feel like New Orleans should be a lot better. People thought this team had the potential to be a dark horse Super Bowl contender this year. Do you see anything that shows you that New Orleans could shock anybody this year? Because all I see is a mid team that once again is going to fail to have an above 500 record. They need to be calling Sean Payton's phone and trying to trade for him back down to the NOLA, because that was the only time the New Orleans Saints actually looked like a functional franchise and they actually looked like a legit team. Derek Carr is not good enough to overcome dysfunctional coaching, and he isn't the kind of quarterback that you can rely on to carry your team on his back. He just isn't that good. And Saints fans, before this season, made it seem like Derek Carr was such a significant upgrade from my guy, Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston You could start him and he could be doing the same shit that Derek Carr is doing right now. At least Jameis Winston has the balls to take some shots downfield. If you're in a 3rd and long situation or you have the game on the line and you need Jameis Winston to put you in scoring range, hell, he may throw a couple of interceptions, but one thing about Jameis Winston is that he ain't going to be throwing no damn 3-yard checkdowns to Alvin Kamara when you need a first down to keep the drive alive. Derek Carr is a really big disappointment. And I can't wait for the New Orleans Saints to play the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday Night Football on national television so everybody in this whole entire country can see just how mid Derek Carr is. I can't believe New Orleans Saints fans really got mad and attacked me because I said that Derek Carr wasn't going to elevate this team. Tell me, have I been wrong up to this point about this team? Have I been wrong? The defense has been great. The offense is still mid. I don't know what Saints fans were expecting. Like, you thought that bringing in Derek Carr was really going to be the key to your problems on offense? Bro, people should be laughing at you. You should be laughing at yourself if you thought that. There was no way Derek Carr, somebody who got kicked to the curb and replaced for Jimmy freaking Garoppolo, was going to come in and just all of a sudden give you all-world quarterback play. And you probably weren't expecting all-world quarterback play. You probably thought that Derek Carr playing at an above average level was good enough to win you the NFC South. You know what's really surprising? The fact that Derek Carr is getting paid times 4 more money this year than what Baker Mayfield is getting. Isn't that crazy? You talk about a plot twist. Baker Mayfield has played better than Derek Carr this season. Like, what? Who saw that coming? Who would have thought that Derek Carr would be getting outplayed by Baker Mayfield, who currently is on his 4th team in what, like 3 years? The Saints offense with Derek Carr is mid, and it's average. And I feel bad for you Saints fans because you were sold a dream. That's what this was. You were sold a dream. You thought that Derek Carr was going to come in and give you top 12 quarterback play, and he hasn't. And there's no excuses for it. You can't say injuries. You can blame the offensive line all you want to, but you weren't saying how your offensive line was bad before the season. He has a talented group of wide receivers to throw the football to. This is one of the best receiving corps in all of the National Football League. He's throwing to Michael Thomas, who finally, for the first time in years, can stay healthy. Rashid Shaheed is one of the best up-and-coming second-year wide receivers that we have in the game right now. Chris Olave as well. There's no reason for Derek Carr to be playing at this level. Derek Carr doesn't look like a franchise quarterback right now. He looks like a quarterback who you should look to replace whenever a better replacement becomes available. If the Saints have the opportunity to draft a quarterback in next year's draft, they need to do so because I don't think Derek Carr has too much left in the tank. It's funny that I can still remember when Derek Carr was an MVP candidate the year he had that severe back injury. It was crazy. That was like several years ago. I was in 9th grade when that happened? I'm about to graduate college, and Derek Carr hasn't played at that same MVP level since. I don't get why people continue to make excuses for Derek Carr. Like, I can't believe there are really Derek Carr apologists out there, man. If you're part of the Derek Carr fan club, just give up your membership, man. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your effort continuing to defend this man. We know what Derek Carr is. He's an average, at times above average quarterback when he has a good team and great coaching around him. There's a reason why guys like Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes get paid so much money, why they are regarded as some of the best in the games, because they can overcome certain limitations. Every quarterback needs to have some talent around him to be successful. Nobody's denying that, but Joe Burrow took the Bengals to the Super Bowl behind one of the worst offensive lines to ever make it to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has been able to overcome not having a great group of wide receivers. When you get drafted in the first round and you get paid a lot of money and you are considered to be an elite quarterback, you're supposed to be able to carry your team. You're supposed to be able to will your team on your shoulders like Lamar Jackson. The Ravens have been banged up. And plus, his wide receivers are dropping passes left and right, but yet the Ravens are 4-2. Lamar Jackson is the reason why John Harbaugh still has a job. Is Derek Carr the kind of quarterback who can save somebody's job? Because it doesn't look like he's doing a good job of saving Dennis Allen. Because it looks like Dennis Allen, at the end of this season, is going to be getting the pink slip, and he's going to have to revert back to being a defensive coordinator with another team. The Saints offense is still average with Derek Carr at the helm. You Saints fans thought that he was going to be able to get you to the next level, and this offense still is what it was last season. You can blame whoever you want. Just make sure that Derek Carr is part of the blame. Now, Derek Carr may not be the problem, but I don't think he's the solution either. If the New Orleans Saints have an opportunity to draft a quarterback in the 2024 NFL draft, they need to do so, because I think that Derek Carr's time is starting to come to an end as far as him being good enough to be a starting quarterback in the league. I can't believe he got outplayed by a rookie quarterback in C.J. Stroud. And I love me some C.J. Stroud, but if you would have told me that C.J. Stroud was going to look like the better quarterback than Derek Carr, I would have thought you was tripping. Like, Derek Carr has been a massive disappointment with the New Orleans Saints. This offense is the same that it was last year when he had Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston at the helm. He hasn't looked like he's better than any of those guys. Yeah, he may not throw as many interceptions as Jameis Winston and Andy Dalton, but he's super conservative. Doesn't take a lot of shots downfield, and in big moments of the game, he'd rather throw a check down pass than try to get the first down and keep the drive alive.